Everybody, how you guys doing today? Welcome back. This is the second episode that we're doing on our World of Otium tour. We're going through the provinces that we've been to, and we're going through them in the order that we did them in. So just working our way through and having a lot of fun looking at the different builds that we did, reminiscing about what what really cool group projects we did and all that other kind of good stuff. So we are headed over to Talonwood today. So hopefully Talonwood and let's see, what are the Witherhelm, both of them that were a lot of fun to build and put together. So let me head over there, and I'll be back to you here in a bit. All right, welcome back. So we are in Talonwood today. This is the third province that we did on the server. This is probably where we had some of the most ambitious builds that we did on the server. I know some of the biggest builds that I did showed up on this this province, and they were a lot of fun. And as we come into view here, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. This was based upon the theme of a tree, city or a tree area, and this first area that we're coming to is a little dock area that Knight_13 did. A lot of really cool, a lot of really interesting things on this this province, and we're gonna want to look at all of them. Well, not gonna look at all of them. We're gonna take a touch at all of them. Got this trail here where we had this little tree that we did here. I thought this one really turned out well. We're doing a lot of custom trees, custom lighting, that kind of thing on this one, and that was a fun tree to build. Doesn't really have as big a canopy as I think it should. It should be a much bigger canopy, but you know, as we go through, we learn those kind of things and what we need. This area over here was desert rats. He decided he wanted to do sort of a hot springs area, and I think that really turned out really well. Have a lot of cool things here: magma blocks, some steam. Changes the water dynamically. Really cool mineral pool that he did. There's a sweat lodge over here. A lot of really interesting stuff. There's all kinds of things hidden throughout this area. I thought was really cool. This is a wood. I don't know if what was this one? This is a Wallace build. Forester's hut. Wallace decided that he wanted to stay on the ground for a lot of this rather than build some of these bigger trees, which I think really added. So he did this forester's huts, some of these boar pins that we have down here, using some mud and so forth, and then get into, which turned out really well. A couple of them floating around here, and then he also did the charcoal burners guild over here near our other trees. And he did some really cool thing. Not only did he do the Charcoal Burners Guild and this guild hall, but he also put together this secret little entrance down over here that turned out absolutely incredible. This was sort of my finishing piece that we did on our shaders tour. And I do talk about the shaders tours a lot because I think they were a lot of fun to do. They're really cool. They really show off the areas in a way that you don't always get to. This is the map of our area right here. You can see our maps are right here. This is where we were just looking at the springs, and this is the balloon and so forth that we came into. And we'll take a look at some of these other things over here. This big white thing up here, that is the canopy of our main tree, that has come into view as well. And some of these maps actually need to be updated. I may end up doing that before we do the next update. And this is the Talonwood area. Absolutely gorgeous builds in this one. Well, this one is our Salem that we were at in the last episode. So Salem is on this one, and Enderwood is over here. You can kind of see how he's got the two maps. And the intention is that we, the Talonwood people, were kind of at war with the Enderwood people, and we'll go take a look at what they were doing over there and how they sort of had their little conflict as well. But this was the Charcoal Burners Guild that Wallace did, Mad Dog. He streams consistently on Mixer. Absolutely great streamer. You definitely need to go and catch his stream one of these days. Tell him Nerd sent you as well. This is the tree that were my primary builds. And this is the what I started on. I wanted a fallen tree. I wanted a log that sort of spanned this little gap right here, and that was basically broken off from here. And this is what we came up with. I thought it really turned out well. It's been here a while. It's got fence posts. It's got sort of a path on it, dirt's on it. They use it to walk up to this altar area where these are the primary colors that we've got, sort of finishing it off. Got the arrows going. Got a little older dock and sort of a older religious island over here. But this one is the principal one. This is where we also invited a couple of other members. Stina Rose was added as a member during this province, and this is where we summoned her into the World of Otium. And if you get an opportunity to go check out her channel, definitely should. She's a great builder. Doesn't spend sort of has filled her plate, so she's not spending as much time on Otium anymore. But definitely go check out her channel if you're not already subscribed. So here's our charcoal builders, and then this is the Stina Rose area that she put together over here. A couple of trees interconnected with bridges and the like, which I think turned out really well. This was sort of the first major build on this. This right here is the principal build that Protosfault, Kaiseri, and Rupen Valzi were putting together. That sort of giant tree goes all the way up to the top, and a lot of work done in below this as well. A lot of the landscaping. Building this tree was huge. Absolutely gorgeous the way that it's put together. Types of wood and so forth. Out over here. Way up. And this gorgeous up to the top, going out into the just beautiful tree overall. Put together. Platform on the outside, platform on the outside going up as well. This right here is Copper Cable's sort of farm tree, where he's great idea was collecting water here and having the water flow, and it actually does flow down and around and pick up all of these and handles all of the water down this whole thing all the way down to the very bottom. And inside of it he's got where they collect down into this little pool right down over here. Just a great idea. Really sort of ties everything together. This over here is BrownieBits, little area that he did. A couple of trees, lightning strike, really gorgeous. These are definitely ones that you gotta. This province is probably gonna take a little bit longer than all the other ones. There's a lot of big, huge builds that were just absolutely great. But these are the ones that BrownieBits did. A lot of care and detail into all these trees. Everybody had sort of basically built a custom tree as they were going. These three right here are CraftingMantis's areas on this one, and she built these three crystals, basically these three different crystals based upon the three colors. If you remember back there, we have a orange, a cyan, and a yellow crystals that go through everything, meaning different kind of things. And she's built these three basic schools of magic and so forth around them, and just absolutely gorgeous. We're going to sneak over here and we're going to take a look at Wallace's last build, which is one I think is the more creative builds on the server and that we've done lately, that we've done ever. So what we did is, you can see Talonwood right over there. If you come over this direction, just a hair, we come back into Enderwood. And what Wallace, as part of the lore, decided that we were doing was that this was clear cutting into the Talonwood forest by the Enderwood logging group, and created this sort of clear cut area, burned area, guard towers and the like, which I thought was really cool. Sort of tying it together, and a lot of these provinces you can walk to between the two of them back and forth. Really cool. The next place we're going to do, and this is also one of the first provinces that we started incorporating our end portals, not just an outside portal like on this one in the cave, but actually on the other side as well. Let's take a quick look through our portal into the nether here. This was done by Protosfault as well. A little area in here, sort of just for the Talonwood theme, and really kind of cool, simple area. And I really enjoyed the Talonwood area. I wanted to show that, make sure we got that before we come up over here and sort of just get a grand view of this. There's so much stuff going on in this here. This, like I said, this is probably one of our biggest builds that we've done. A lot of big projects, big ideas, and a lot of them came together really well. Some of them we might have bit off a little bit more than we could chew, but that is the Talonwood area. Definitely, like I said, one of the best ones. So we're gonna head over to Witherhelm, which was our sort of our Halloween themed, Spooky Island themed area that we did for the month of October. And we're gonna head over there and take a look at this, but hope you guys are enjoying these kind of walkthroughs as well. But this is Talonwood. Make sure you hit that download, take a look at it as well. So I'm gonna head over to the next province, and I'll see you when we're there. All right, everybody, welcome back. So we are here in our nether, above the nether here, above bedrock, where we spend most of our time traveling. I want to quick show these off. We've got these main strips up here that run off in the main cardinal directions from our center gold farm and so forth. And we may be able to take a look at that in probably one of the last tours that we do, sort of our back end, behind the scenes kind of stuff. But all of these up above here, we have ice and glass, so that you can fly around and actually still be able to see them pretty well. But we are here in Witherhelm, and we're going to take a quick look around here. I figured I'd start with the nether room, which happens to be one of mine. Cleared out this area, sort of built this rickety bridge. You can still walk across all these holes, but you can fall off the edge. Use some of the fog effects down below to make the supports disappear. This was the Halloween themed month. We just did it the month of October. It's a relatively small province, and had a lot of people that were busy. You know, that's holiday season and so forth. So knew that was going to be happening as well. Set the time. Oh, learn to type. Oops, how about set? There we go. So we're going to set this as nighttime here. And this is the main nether room. And this is my primary build for this province area, which is this skull. I think this whole area shows off better at night in general. But we did this on a mushroom island just so we could play with lighting as well. And sort of see what we're doing here. This was a skull for an entrance and so forth. And it comes out here into Wallace's cemetery, which I think turned out great. Built a little mausoleum over here. People says, "Here lies M. Wallace 142, who cursed the land with death." And for all of our new, all of our people, Wallace brought in different sayings: BrownieBits, high blood sugar, lost in the wild. All of our players here have different little signs on this. This little area turned out really great. And this was intended to be a small, more basic area so that we could just get through it in the month of October, and just sort of have a little bit of a break rather than a huge big theme like we did with Talonwood. There's a lot of people that end up getting a little bit tired. But this is Stina Rosa's area. She built this great pumpkin patch, a giant pumpkin, this great spooky house. This over here is Iceland Queen's. She was added to the server during this province. Did a really good job. Built this little crypt. Loves the use of cobwebs. Really turned out really good. I thought this was a very nice and spooky area. But if you come through there, just be careful of the cobwebs. They will get you. They got me the first 2, 4, 10 times I've come down here as well. Let's see here. Over the top of this hill is Mantis's. This was an awesome house. Built out of magenta blocks, of all things. Look at this. Magenta concrete. Really weird. You wouldn't think that these colors would go together, but wow, do they. This looks great. A little bit of stone, obsidian down here for some textures in the dark. Absolutely gorgeous. Fully furnished. Definitely want to take some time to walk through it as well. Grab that download. These custom trees were from Wallace's that have been replicated across the areas. This lighthouse is this is a haunted lighthouse by Desert Rat. Definitely really cool. I've actually turned off. He's got this actually wood that'll run, but because this is a mushroom island, we actually have it set so that from a lighting perspective, it was actually causing some light, so I actually had to turn off the lighting. But the lighthouse is absolutely gorgeous. The lights work. Really cool. Let's see, what do we have over here? Oh yeah, one of the last little builds we have over here is Crystal Lake. This was a addition by Copper Cable as well. Some little Friday the 13th cabins along Crystal Lake from the Friday the 13th idea. Really cool. This was a super small, very quick builds just to keep everybody going through the month of October, because we wanted to get into a more seasonal build for winter as well. I thought this really came out really cool. Nothing fancy. Like I said, a lot of different builds. Everybody's stuff in here. Really kind of just can't quite get. There we go. Getting everybody's stuff in there. Really cool build. Really lots of fun. And definitely something that was worth. We're sort of taking a little bit easier, a little more fun. The last couple of builds have been the last build was really serious, a lot of ambition, and was really tough to do for part-time YouTubers and so forth. Didn't have a lot of time to put to it. But that is what I got time for today on these 2 provinces. Hopefully you like Talonwood and Witherhelm. We got 2 more provinces to go through, as well as our behind the scenes. I may do that as a sort of an extra special episode there as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Love to hear your guys' comments and feedback. Tell me which builds you liked out of these 2 provinces. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback, as well as all the people that also build on the server. All their links are down below. Leave me comments down below in the comments. Think of that. Also, you can catch me on Twitter at @awanderingnerd. Hopefully you guys liked today's video. If you did, hit the like, hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to see more like this, definitely subscribe. So, thank you very much, and until next time when we see the last 2 provinces here on the first season of Otium, this is A Wandering Nerd.